Most of the stuff that I'm liking allows some flexibility of content creation, so I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. I'll tell you, the ones I'm not a fan of is easier sometimes, because I can think of, like, you have textbook companies, and I won't name any, but they're textbook companies that are trying to digitize so they're basically publishers trying to become programmers, and that doesn't really work well. So where I've seen the space been really creative is where companies come in with a fresh set of eyes, like, we're programmers, we're just going to design a module for the teachers to create and upload content and use things with. So like Google Classroom is a good example. Like, it's really just a conduit of information where the teacher's supplying the information and the kids are accessing it. Kind of like an LMS light, learning management system light. Apple's coming out with a new thing in about a month. It's supposed to be pretty exciting. It's called Apple Classroom. Imagine that. So I see that, and when it comes to the actual design apps, I want something that can actually leverage. So like Padlet is one I like to use, because it's one where any kid, any device can get on, create content, post it on basically a virtual wall, and then teachers can pull it back and use it for assessment that way. So I'm trying to think of some other ones off the top of my head. Trello is another one that's very similar. It's good for organization. One of the students yesterday mentioned their teacher uses Trello quite a bit. I use it all the time personally, and it's just a way to organize content and information. So when it comes to actual content creation, I kind of shy away from the big apps that are doing that, because I feel like if they're just putting out their kind of branded content, I feel like we could also do it better, and we want our kids to learn and create. So for me, I mean, I guess my number one, if I really had to name one, would be Explain Everything, and it's an app that, again, it's a blank page, but it gives you so much ability to create. And there are teachers here that are presenting on it now about how their kids are creating their own textbooks using Explain Everything to voice what they're actually thinking, which is the next level. So you don't just take the textbook, now you create it and teach it, which helps with learning.